crisis in front of you.
By giving everything you've got!
Double Detroit!
If you've watched any amount of anime, especially shonen anime, you've heard lots of screaming and yelling of attack names. Screaming is practically required for you to be an anime character, and if you want to be a main character, well, you better get those vocal cords warmed up, because it's about to get loud. Is there any purpose to screaming? I mean, apart from it drawing a massive amount of attention to you and possibly making whatever amazing thing you were already doing look even more badass? Absolutely, but before I tell you about it, make sure you've subscribed to the channel and you like and comment on this video. My editor literally survives on likes and comments, so you're the only thing keeping him alive. I'm sure that he'll survive if this video gets 100 likes, so share this thing around so he doesn't die. Seriously guys, I don't know how to edit this on my own, so I need him, please. But in case you don't care if Duffy dies, then maybe I can bribe you. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll do the best battle cry moments in anime. The faster we get those likes, the faster we get the video. It's only like 100 likes, so it shouldn't be a problem at all. Nothing like the 1,000 like challenge on the Dragon Ball Super Goku fighting style analysis video. That was a lot of things to say, but this is a little bit less high stakes than that video. So, why do all of these anime characters scream all the time? Well, reason one, it increases strength. You're dressed up in a uniform and you're screaming as you perform incredible feats of athletics in front of a group of astounded people. You're in a karate tournament, right? Wrong! Okay, yes, but also no. I'm talking about powerlifting and also Olympic lifting. These guys have been known to scream during tough lifts, but why?
Extraterrestrial contact.
It's because screaming draws out 10 to 15% more strength according to science. And that also explains why the karate guys do it if they are smashing stacks of bricks. When the choice is to stay quiet and get crushed under a mountain of weight, or fail to hit hard enough and break your hand on a stack of bricks, or you yell and destroy your PR and leave a heap of rubble under your fist, I'd say that you better warm up those vocal cords, ladies and gentlemen. On top of various scenes of powering up being associated with screaming, you can also see this in anime nearly every time a character throws a big attack or yells an attack's name. As a matter of fact, in most series, knowing or yelling the name of the attacks actually makes it stronger. Both of these serve as a literary tool to relay to the viewer the phenomenon that we're talking about here. Screaming draws out more power. Also, the more attack names you cement into your show, the more things you can trademark. Reason 2, strategy and psychological warfare. Miyamoto Musashi was the greatest Japanese swordsman in history. He defeated a ridiculous number of men in armed duels, and his life story has been memorialized in a work of historical fiction called Musashi, and an even better manga based on that book called Vagabond. If you haven't read it, go read that now. After piling up the biggest KDA in Japanese history, 60-0-0. Okay, I don't know if someone had a bigger kill count or not, but it's pretty damn impressive, especially considering that this isn't even including any major battles he participated in. It's just duels. I'd say that he's pretty qualified to speak on the topic. Okay, now I've said all of that to say this. In Musashi's masterpiece of combat strategy, The Book of Five Rings, he breaks his combat philosophy down for us. In the Book of Fire, Musashi mentions yelling as a means of strategy to throw off an opponent. To frighten. Fright often occurs, caused by the unexpected. In large-scale strategy, you can frighten the enemy not just by what you present to their eyes, but by shouting, making a small force seem large, or by threatening them from the flank without warning. In single combat, also, you must use the advantage of taking the enemy unawares by frightening him with your body, longsword, or voice to defeat him. You should research this well. And so we have! Just wait for the best battle cries in anime video, because one of my favorite battle cries of all time falls under this one. Reason number 3, catharsis. There are moments in anime where characters are forced to confront a force or traumatic situation that is clearly too much for them to handle. Moments where characters have to break through mental barriers. When's the last time you felt a buildup of stress and frustration? Much like a machine with built-up exhaust needing to relieve pressure, people, sometimes, need a similar relief. Think back to Naruto, and every time that orange boy had to put up with Sasuke's bullshit. There's only so much pressure building someone can take. Even Naruto has his limits, despite the fact his bullshit output limits are seemingly endless. Regardless, even with Naruto's constant complaining and grumbling about his trauma-bearing teammate, Naruto eventually has enough and yells a lot. I mean, it wasn't just yelling, they fought too. But this isn't an analysis of every Naruto fight. Please don't ask me to make that video. 100,000 likes and I'll do it. Sometimes that buildup of pressure occurs all at once due to something shocking happening, such as when Frieza kills Krillin all of a sudden in front of Goku. Despite the fact that Goku had already let out his anger with a good old battle with the God Emperor himself, the death of his friend maxed out his pressure levels, resulting in a scream that echoes through the halls of anime history to this day. There is a therapy technique called primal screaming, in which the patient is instructed to yell out certain things like a child or just straight up scream at the top of their lungs. This type of therapy has been shown to break these patients through mental barriers that would prevent them from accessing certain emotions and even help them work through thought loops that they might be stuck in. There is something about that release that serves as a catalyst for change, and while you might not be screaming to get golden hair and a 50 times power boost, you might benefit from screaming in order to work through some of your personal issues. Reason number 4, and this is the most important reason, dramatic effect. Let's face it, what would Dragon Ball Z be without 32 episodes of nothing but men screaming at each other? I'll tell you what it'd be. Original Dragon Ball. But that's beside the point. Though not necessarily the most practical reason to scream, we see characters in all forms of fiction screaming for dramatic effect. And why shouldn't they? What draws you into a character's emotional state more efficiently than a dramatic yell? You can just hear the desperation in Midoriya's scream as he lets loose a plus ultra attack that he knows is going to break his arm. You can hear the agony in Goku's voice when he loses his best friend, either of the two times that it happened. These dramatic shouts, while serving other more practical purposes, primarily serve the narrative. And there's nothing wrong or cheap about that. And to that extent, that's how we as humans also express ourselves. Our grief, our frustration, our pain, and our joy can all be expressed vocally through different kinds of screams. These screams might be a way to increase our strength and endurance, they might be strategic, and they might just be cathartic. But many times, screaming is just raw, unrefined, messy communication. And sometimes, that's exactly what we need. And that's why I'm screaming, to share my excitement. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and do a subscribe. If we get 100 likes on this video, I'll have us do the top battle cries in anime video. Comment below and tell me which anime scream is your favorite. Until next time, guys, I'm the Anime Trainer. Good luck and train hard.